Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. Teams list Tuesday has dropped. There are some surprises. A few things have happened and it's thrown some spanners into the works for my trades this week. So I'm going to go over my thoughts, my potential trades, and how I think I'm going to be looking going into this week. So couple of surprises. Obviously, Cotter isn't named this week due to a knee injury. I believe it's some ligament damage, so he's probably gone for 2 to 3 weeks, pending how well the surgery goes. So he is a problem in my side right now. So there's 3 options for me who I would like to replace Cotter with, because Cotter is a sell. So 3 options are Payne Haas, Tarpany, or Gilbert. Now, I've weighed things up. Payne Haas has obviously got a lot of upside. Broncos are on fire. He's scoring well, but he also has Origin coming up. He also has the potential of not even playing him at all from Origin onwards. So would you rather get a player in now knowing that you're going to have to trade him out, or go with someone like Tarpany who hasn't quite reached his peak yet and has a bit more upside, doesn't play Origin, plays the first buy round? Or would you go someone like Gilbert, who seems to be solid as when it comes to base stats at the moment? I think he's on about 50 base stats. So those are my 3 options. It's either going to be Tarpany, Haas, or Gilbert. Gilbert obviously banks me some cash. Tarpany has the buy round coverage, no Origin. Haas has the upside with a great draw. A lot of things to consider. So that's going to be one of my potential trades. If we go down, Hines is obviously named. So when it comes to trading in Hines, there's a couple of things that need to be talked about. If you want Hines in your side, I think that this week is the week to get him in your side. I think that if you're going to plan on getting him after the buy round, you potentially miss out on 200 points over the next 2 weeks, as they've got the Dragons and they've got the Warriors. So do you Hines this week, or do you not Hines next week? Because if you're going to get him next week, you may as well get him this week. If you're not going to get him this week, you may as well wait until after their buy round. It's as simple as it gets when it comes to that stuff. So you have to ask yourself, would you regret not owning Hines? Or would you regret owning Hines and he scores average? Would you regret owning Hines if he goes big, or would you regret not owning Hines and he goes average? A lot of things you have to toss up. It's one of those things that I will make a call on just before lockout. He does play last game of the round. Trindle is on the bench. Yeah, we'll see. At the moment, I am leaning towards getting Hines in, but we will see. When it comes down to Tedesco, so Teddy doesn't play this week. He's obviously on a bye. Now, everybody seems to be rushing to Walsh. Now, here's my issue with Walsh. Let's just say, for example, he doesn't play a side like the Dragons who switch off in the last 20 minutes. Let's just say he plays most sides in the NRL. He will finish on single digits last week. maybe 10, 20, maybe. Do you want to own a player where you are potentially praying that he somehow finds tries towards the back end of a game? Or would you rather a fullback that has better base, with more reliability when it comes to their final score? Now, yes, Walsh grabs the cash. He's got a negative 32 BE. So yes, he will make you cash, but at what cost? Let's just say, for example, he comes out this weekend against the Dolphins and the Dolphins turn up. Wayne Bennett figures out a way to keep him quiet and he bangs out 30. Will you be annoyed, or will you just be like, okay, cool, like he's obviously met his BE, he's going to make me 30k or 40k? Or you own him and he does go mental and scores 100 and it's all happy days. The risk to reward, you have to weigh it up. So if I was to go and have a look at my trading options from Tedesco, there are 3 options that I would consider. Lachlan Miller, plenty of base, great tackle breaks, upside to scoring tries in a night side that hasn't got Ponga. He's going to be seeing a lot of ball. William Kennedy, Hines is back. Kennedy looks good. He's scoring tries. He's got a good base. He's got a low BE. I think it's like 20. He's up against the Dragons and Warriors. Warriors are decent, so I'm not saying that Warriors are going to be easy for the Sharks, but the Sharks can definitely score well against the Warriors and against the Dragons. So is there a potential upside to potting against the 20,000 people that are going to trade Walsh in this week? You have to weigh these things up. Nick Meaney. Meaney is scoring well. He's kicking goals. He's one of those players that could potentially score 100 points this weekend against the Tigers side that is just dismantled. You have to have a look at all of these things and try and say, well, what if Walsh doesn't score well? Who can I pick to counter that? Who can I pick that will make some money? There's a lot of things that need to be weighed up. I think it's not as simple as, wow, Walsh is going to make some money. He's going to score 100 plus this weekend. I'm going to get him in my side. He also has the risk of scoring extremely low in your side. So, a few things you need to take into consideration there. When it comes to trades, I think it's going to come down to what I do with Tedesco, what I do with Hines, and what I do with Cotter. Those are my only real spot fires, if you would like to call them. My other little bit of a headache at the moment is Dewey. Now, Dewey's been named at fullback. I am thinking about just keeping Dewey because I want to have a look at how he goes at fullback. Now, he has averaged well at fullback. I believe I heard that he averages 57 at fullback without goal kicking. So if you add his goal kicking in, it's 65 average. Yes, they're up against the Storm. It's going to be a tough game. Do you trade Dewey or don't you trade Dewey? He will probably lose money, but is Dewey the only thing in your side that you need to focus on? If he isn't, personally, I would probably just leave Dewey and watch and see what happens and fix up your other issues in your side. Now, if it came down to whether or not I have Dewey in my side and I play him, I do have options in my side whether or not I would like to go someone like Jackson Ford. Now, Jackson Ford is named. Jackson Ford in round 1 had a belter. He scored 59 points. He played well. He got unfortunate in the second round with a HIA and spent last week out. He's back. He's starting. If Jackson Ford can replicate round 1 and get 59 points, or even close to that, at home, back in New Zealand, would I rather go with a safer option with Jackson Ford, or take the risk on Dewey and hope that he scores well? Because like I just said, Dewey averages that 60-ish mark. Jackson Ford can do that. Or does Dewey go bad and score low? So it's one of those things where I've got to weigh a few things up. But those are my main issues in my side at the moment. And those are my main talking points when it comes to trades. So I don't think I'm going to announce my trades until lockout. I will be announcing. I won't leave people in the dark. And by the looks of it, it looks like it will be another boost this week. I didn't want to boost this week. I wasn't going to boost this week, but with the news of Cotter being out, it's kind of forced my hand a little bit. So those are my options. Those are my options. That's what's happening. And towards the end of the week, potentially Thursday afternoon, I will announce my trades. So until then, good luck everyone. Hopefully you make the right calls this week. Oh, actually, you know what? I'm going to do a couple more things. I'm going to go over my potential captain choices this week. So I'm going to leave the captain on Grant this week. They're back at home, and I believe that with Munster back, their attack is going to fire. I know Hughes is out now. I think he's got 2 weeks or a week suspension. But with Grant, with Munster back in the side, I think Grant is going to love that, and he is definitely a potential captain choice. You could also leave the V on Grant, and if you do bring in Hines, you could leave the C on him, and you have all weekend to decide whether or not you want to do that, because Hines plays the last game of the round. So if I do bring in Hines, I would potentially be leaving the VC on Grant and putting the C on Hines. Turbo is another option. I think the Rabbits are a bit thin through the middles at the moment, so he could replicate last week and score another 100. But I think the safer options is going to be your Grant or your Hines if you have both of those players in your side. So yeah, going forward, I'm going to go over my bold predictions for the week. So my bold predictions for the week is actually Parramatta to get the upset on Thursday night. Parramatta have a good record against Panthers. Panthers aren't themselves at the moment. Yes, they've just come off a bye round, but with the Eels needing to win this game, they need to win this game at home, at CommBank. It would not shock me at all if the Eels get the victory here. It wouldn't shock me. That's my first bold prediction. My second bold prediction is the Titans to actually beat the Cows. Now, I think that with Cotter being out, it leaves a little bit to the imagination whether or not they're going to have as much drive forward through their forward pack as normal. I think the Titans can upset. I really do. And the Cowboys haven't looked themselves as of late, especially compared to last season. So it wouldn't shock me. What other bold predictions can we make this week? I'm going to finish on one last bold prediction. And And I'm going to say Souths. No. I'm going to say Manly do a job on Souths and win 13 plus. That's my bold prediction. Manly 13 plus against Souths. And that'll wrap it up for today. So those are my options for my trades. That's my thoughts. Those are my bold predictions. Thanks for listening. I'll update you with my trades before lockout. Sweet. See you later.